What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Thrive Forever Fit Show. I hope you are having an awesome day, because this life that we get to live is uber amazing, and we've got to take massive advantage of it. Now, the title of today's podcast is Your New Diet, Results Guaranteed. That might be a little bit misleading. I'm going to be honest with you right off the bat. I had to get you here, though. I had to get you here somehow. And I know that that's what we're all looking for. I know everybody's looking for that new diet and the guaranteed results. And you know what? I'm going to take that back. This is not going to be misleading. If you listen to today's podcast and you apply the knowledge that I'm going to impart on you, your life's going to change exponentially, and you'll never need to look for that D word again. Because here's the bottom line. Here's the truth. You don't need more information. You don't need a new diet. You don't need a new book on dieting. You don't need a new guru to tell you that what you're doing is not working and that you should do this. Because here's the truth. If that's all you were looking for, you can go to Google right now and type in diet, and you're going to get more diets than you could ever follow for the rest of your life. And truthfully, you've probably already followed or tried to follow most of them. If it's not a new workout you need, you could go to Google right now and put best workout for weight loss, and you're going to get more workouts than you could ever do for the rest of your life. And so information is not the problem. Knowledge is not the problem. Like, you literally know and or have access to all the information that you could ever want to consume, from the highest level medical journals down to some joker in his mom's basement with a camcorder. Like, you can go, it's everything is out there. There is no lack of information and no lack of knowledge. Here's the problem, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go problem solution. I'm going to walk you through some of the problems so that you can see them from a different perspective, and then get you to a solution at the end of this podcast, at the end of this video. And let me go ahead and say this first and foremost. Thank you. Thank you for watching my YouTube show. Thank you for listening to the Thrive Forever Fit podcast on whatever platform that it is that you listen to it on. I am uber grateful for that. I'm uber grateful. And I've used the word uber 17 times, and I have no earthly idea why. That you take the time, that you choose me to listen to for a little bit of guidance. And maybe it's to hear me rant, maybe it's to hear me rave, maybe it's to get a little bit inspired, or get whatever it is. Whenever you're here, I'm glad you're here, and I'm very thankful for you. So let's jump in. Guys, you know what I'm about to say. 90% of what I'm about to tell you, you're going to be like, damn it. He's right. I know that. Because here's the truth. Where do you even start, Jay? Right? Where do you even start on this? The weight loss industry is $5 trillion. 5 trillion, guys. Trillion. That's a massive amount of money. And we've never been more overweight. We've never been more out of shape. Obesity's never been higher. Disease states, preventable diseases have never been higher. What does that tell you? It's not a lack of information. It's out there. It's $5 trillion worth of pills, potions, lotions, and information. It's a lack of clarity. It's a lack of intentional decisions that are the problem. Let's be honest. Like, there's no coffee that's going to make you skinny. When I see when I see people go on social media and be like, I found it. It's the happy coffee, and this happy coffee is going to jumpstart your metabolism. Like, horse shit. It's going to do nothing. It's going to do nothing different than regular coffee does. Coffee is a stimulant. Coffee will boost your metabolism, but that's not enough. If coffee was enough, we'd all be thin. Hell, I'd be zero. I drink so much coffee, I wouldn't weigh anything. There's no such thing as skinny tea, trim tea, belly busting tea. Tea is not the answer. Tea has been around since the beginning of time. Tea is not the solution. Stop thinking that you're going to find a pill or a potion or a tea or something that's going to help you lose weight. Because truth be told, you've probably drank that coffee. You've probably bought that tea. You have 7 bottles of whatever diet solution in your pantry right now. You've done Weight Watchers 13 times. You've tried keto, paleo, Mediterranean, you name whatever, Dr. Gundry, Dr. Oz, Dr. Bavago, or Dr. whatever. You've tried them all. And here's the truth. It doesn't matter what doctor's name is associated with the diet. It doesn't matter what color the bottle or the pill is that says it's going to be your solution. It's just simply not, guys. It's just simply not. And you know that. Like, I'm not telling you anything right now that you don't know. But what you keep doing is you keep searching. You keep searching for that magic bullet, the unicorn. And it's not out there. It's in there. What I mean by that is it's inside of you already. The magic of change is inside of you already. And here's the situation. Paleo, keto, Mediterranean, blank, this, that, they probably will all be good enough to help you lose some weight. But what happens is you get bored because the results aren't fast enough, and you get bored with consistency. And inside of that boredom and consistency comes complacency. And you start searching for that next thing. And you use phrases like, well, I'm stuck, or I'm at a plateau, or no, it's a process. You did not get this weight overnight, and you won't get out of it overnight. And truth be told, it's going to take you probably twice as long to lose it as it did to gain it. And I know you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear the truth. You want me to tell you that there's something out there. There's a way that you can get a colonic, you can get a this or a that, or you can, it's not. What you need, what you simply need are better decisions. And I know that sounds super boring. It sounds super boring. I'm going to give you some more direction on that by the end of the podcast, and hopefully you're staying with me. If you're not here, you're not listening to me, so that's even a stupid thing to say. But guys, you have to stop with the nonsense, right? You have to stop chasing the dragon. You have to stop. It doesn't exist. Everything you already need is already inside of you. I say this ad nauseum. I could give every single one of you a test. And if you get 100 on the test, you win $1 million. You would get every answer right because you know what real good food is. And you also know what the foods that you're eating currently that are harming and hurting you. You know that. You know the answers. But here's what you'll do. Somebody will tell you, me or another guru, another whatever it is, will say, hey, increase your protein, drink more protein, eat more protein. And then you'll come back inevitably in a couple of days because somebody will ask you, hey, what are you doing? You'll be like, oh, I'm increasing my protein. And your friend's sister's cousin's brother will say, what? Oh my God, too much protein can be bad for your liver. And you'll be like, what? And then you'll call me and you'll be like, Jay, what are you trying to do to me, you son of a, what? Too much protein can be bad for my liver. And then I swallow so I don't say the things that I want to say, and then I go into the whole scientific blah 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 nonsense of why that's just simply not true unless you have a pre-existing liver condition or some sort of that nature, or you've got a medical blah whatever. And the truth is this: most of you who ask those questions, who say those things, have eaten fast food 5 to 7 days for the entirety of your life for the last 30 years. And you've never thought once about eating chemicals and poisons and non-real food-like substances, right? Burgers and fries that aren't even really burgers and fries that are coming out the window of that little drive-through in that brown paper bag. You won't think twice about that. You won't think twice about eating copious amounts of sugar, which harms everything. Your kidney, your livers, your lungs, your heart, your pancreas, your gallbladder, your skin, your bladder, your belly, everything destroys it. And that's okay because it tastes good, right? That's okay. You don't think about that. You do, but you'll bury that. You'll bury that. And you'll want to say, but wait a minute. This protein. So you want me to eat high quality protein, high quality fats. You want me to intelligently eat carbohydrates. And you're telling me that that's safe, Jay? See, here's where we are in the world. We're in such a radical place that someone who eats like I eat, pretty much all I consume are high quality proteins and high quality fats. I eat very minimal carbohydrates because I know both scientifically and anecdotally and how my body functions and works that I don't need carbohydrates to live. True. Some of you are like, that's bullshit. I need carbohydrates. If I don't have carbohydrates, then I'll just die. I swear to God, Jay, I'll just die. I'll just die. No, you won't. You won't. I promise. And here's the truth. People think I'm crazy. They think I'm on a diet, right? The truth is, you're on diets. They're just shitty ones. They're just bad diets. They're just chemical-laden, processed food diets. I mean, the D word is such a BS thing out there anyway. Like, why are you looking for a diet anyway? Do you want to be on a diet for the rest of your life, or do you want to have a sustainable lifestyle that is highly functional, that makes you feel great, makes your brain feel great, your body feel great, makes everything feel great for the rest of your life? Or do you want to consistently be chasing a pill, a potion, a lotion, or a new diet? And really the choice is yours. But most of you would rather chase that diet than just stop it. Just stop it. Like, stop believing your own BS, right? And you don't even really believe your own BS, but you've convinced yourself of it, that now you're in such this roller coaster merry-go-round of nonsense that you just don't know how to get off of it. And I'm telling you that the simplest way to get off of it is you're going to have to get some clarity around what it is that you really want your life to look like. Do you want to passively suffer for the rest of your life? And what I mean by passively suffering, do you want to live a sedated life? Because that's what you're living right now. You've chemicalized yourself with these processed foods, these pills, these potions, these teas and coffees and cleanses and detoxes and blah, blah, blah. You've crazified your life to the point of sadness. You're going to live the rest of your existence in some form of sedative sadness, some form of passive suffering, because you're just simply unwilling to eat like a normal person. And when I say normal person, like people used to eat, like real food, like real protein, real fat, intelligent carbohydrates. Intelligent carbohydrates don't come out of bags and they're not sugar coated, right? There's no sugar coating on an intelligent carbohydrate, but we're addicted to all of those things. And yes, I understand that it's going to take a challenge, if you will, to get through that addiction. But I can guarantee you it'll be worth it, because then you'll begin to start living a life that's worth living. Like right now, most of you guys think about food, think about dieting, think about losing weight 23 out of the 24 hours of the day. You're even dreaming about it. But yet you're unwilling to make some shifts and changes. In your mind, it's a sacrifice. In your mind, it's a sacrifice that you no longer eat these boxed and bagged and processed chemicalized foods. You've created this belief system that that's a sacrifice. But the truth is, what you're doing right now is sacrificing a life worth living. Your brain's not even working like your brain's designed to work, because there's so much fog and corruption and dehydration and chemicalization of your blood that your brain's not even functioning properly. Most of the anxiety and depression that we're feeling as a society is predicated on the way that we're treating ourselves with our inputs, both physical inputs like food, and then auditory inputs like the noise of the news and nonsense that we listen to. And yet we continue to do that day after day after day after day. And we just get to the next day. I just want to get to the next day. And then you just want to get to the weekend, and you're living for the weekend. And then on the weekend, you get even more destructive than you are during the week, because you've got more time to be destructive. And then it's just that perpetual cycle of chaos. And no wonder you're depressed. No wonder you're anxiety ridden. No wonder you're nervous. No wonder you're consistently thinking about, what if blank, right? What if this goes wrong? Because here's the truth of the matter. You can make some changes now and actively, I'm going to call it active suffer, because you've created the suffering in your own brain that eating healthy and moving your body and all those things is going to be some form of suffering. So let's just call it, I'll use your language. Let's actively suffer now so that we don't passively suffer forever. Because here's the truth. You're either going to pay the price now or you're going to pay the price later. And I'm paying the price now, and I love paying the price of being fit and healthy and active and eating Truth be told, last night for dinner, here's what I had. When you eat real foods, guys, everything in your life changes. Last night for dinner, I had a chicken breast and a avocado. I couldn't even finish the whole thing because real food fills you up fast. Real food satiates you. Chemicals. Do you eat and then think, God, I'm still hungry? Do you eat and then have that craving for the sugar thing right after the dessert? That's because you're not eating real food. Your body doesn't know what to do with it. Your body, you ingest it and your body's like, well, I just got some more chemicals. How do I process this? When you eat real food, your body's like, here we go. Let's work. Let's break this food down and take these nutrients and shuttle them out into all the places and spaces that they need to go, and you get full fast. I couldn't even finish my meal. How many of you can say that? And it's not magic. I'm not smarter than you are. I've just made the decision to actively have an active participation in the way I feel, the way I think, the way that I get to live. Like I go for 2 walks a day outside. I work out at least once a day. And I'm not prescribing you do that if you're not moving your body at all right now. Some of my walks could be 10 minutes. But it's the difference in that decision to take that 10 minutes of action activity that gets me the results that I want to get. And so wherever you are, all you have to do is simply start. You just have to simply start to do things differently. I'm not suggesting you get a garbage bag and go in your kitchen and throw away anything and everything that you have, but I'm suggesting that you start to make clear, concise decisions based on your intentions of what you want your life to look like. Do you want to passively suffer forever? Do you want to have the pain that you're feeling right now of a body that's not optimalized? And that's probably not even a word. A body that's not at peak performance and peak condition. And I'm not talking about being a bodybuilder or a fitness model or anything like that. I'm simply talking about taking care of yourself like you deserve to be taken care of. Here's the truth. We want everybody else to take care of us, but we don't take care of ourselves. How in the hell does that work? How is someone who doesn't take care of themselves going to take care of anybody else? And how does somebody, you get what I'm saying? We've got to get back to the reality of the situation and that we're in control. I hate to break this to you guys, but healthcare is getting crazier and crazier and crazier. Out here where I live, you can't even get in to see a doctor. Most doctors are not seeing new patients because they're so overworked with the patients that they currently have because diseases are at an all-time high. Overweight, overwhelmed, out of shape is at an all-time high. We are bankrupting our medical system. So you better make a decision. You better become your own doctor and start taking care of your own self. And the easiest way to do that is with meals and movement. Make better decisions with your food. Make better decisions with your movement. And simply, I have clients that have lost over 100 pounds walking, simply using the 2 things at the bottom of your body that God gave you to move. Over 100 pounds. Nothing radical. But they got clear about the life that they wanted to live. And here's the gorgeous thing about it. The weight loss was a side effect of them loving and living their life. It didn't come first. What came first is the clarity and intention that they were going to create a life, build a life, cultivate a life that they loved and that was actually truly living. So here's the truth is most of us aren't truly living. Most of you guys are on 1, 2, 3 medications. You're barely getting through the day. When your alarm goes off, you don't want to get out of bed. You're hitting snooze 3 or 4 times. You're sitting at your desk thinking, how much longer do I have to sit here? You're just trying to get to Friday at 5. And then at Friday at 5, here comes the booze train. And listen, I'm not advocating for no alcohol consumption. I love a cocktail as much as the next guy. But there should be no difference in Friday versus Tuesday versus Wednesday versus Sunday versus Saturday. And if you're living for the Friday, Saturday night, that's really not living. If that's the piece of resistance for your entire existence, your existence really isn't very valuable to you. So my question to you is, what's the value that you've placed on your existence? What's the value you've placed on your life? And listen, I run a weight loss transformation, human optimization program and company. It's everything that I do for a living. People pay me to help them get to a better place with their health and wellness. And when you start working with me, the first 5 things I'm going to tell you have nothing to do with food or fitness. Because like I said, you don't need more information. Now, am I going to help you cultivate and craft a lifestyle nutritional plan that works for you? 100%. Absolutely. It's part of the process, but it's not even the most important part of the process. The most important part of the process is you getting psychologically prepared to live, because you haven't done so in so long that it's going to be foreign to you. Did you ever take a foreign language in high school? Like the first 2 or 3 days, you're like, what is going on? It sounds like the teacher from Charlie Brown. But eventually, when you go to that class enough and you consistently ingest that new language, it can actually become second nature to you. And so that's what some of you guys are going to have to do. Your relationship, your current language with food sounds like the teacher from Charlie Brown. And you don't know what it's saying. It's confusing. It's overwhelming. But the more you listen to it and the more you develop that relationship with food that is functional, you guys have to start thinking of food as just communication. Everything you eat communicates with your body to tell it what to do and to tell it what to do with the things that you've ingested. In real food, your body knows what to do with that. Your body knows what to do with sunshine. Your body knows what to do with cold. Your body knows what to do with all these stimuli, because it's how we were ancestrally created. What your body doesn't know what to do with are chemicals and processed foods, things that come out of boxes and bags that can stay on shelves for years, things that come through drive-through windows. Your body doesn't know what to do with those. And so therefore that creates the problem. And yes, you had a salad yesterday and didn't lose 5 pounds, and I'm sorry you didn't, but that's just not how it works. So if you will lose this idea of the next diet or the next pill or the next potion or the next thing that you've got to seek out and find being the answer, then your life will change exponentially. The number one thing you have to do is get clear. Get some clarity around what you want this existence to be like. What do you want? Like, what do you truly want to feel like? Can you answer that question? And most of you guys will say, well, I want to be happy. Well, I want to feel good. Well, what does happy and good feel like to you? It's not the same for me that it is for you. What does it feel like to you? What does that mean? What does it mean to feel good? What does it mean to be happy? And know that you won't be those things when you get to somewhere. You're going to have to be those things in order to get to somewhere. Right? We have to understand that everything is coming from the inside out. And that's why I said you don't need more information. You don't need anything. Everything inside of you, the unicorn exists, and the unicorn is already in you. You just have to activate it and start making decisions from that place. Right? You're living the life right now predicated on the decisions that you've made for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 30 years. And so that's good news, because that means that your decisions are powerful. And that means that if you make new, clear, intentional, powerful decisions that are purposeful about the life that you truly want to live, well, then that's the life that you'll begin to live. It's proven. You've already done it. You've already done the scientific study. You just did the wrong study. Now we start doing the right study, and life begins to blossom and bloom, begins to grow, and begins to get expansive and awesome and abundant. You start feeling better. You start looking better. And that's the catalyst. Progress equals happiness, right? You make progress, you'll get happy. You make progress, you'll get more intentional. You make progress, you'll get more motivated. But you have to understand that progress isn't a day. Progress isn't a meal. Progress isn't a workout. Progress in and of itself is a mindset shift where you have to start to be able to be aware of how you're treating yourself. Some other things that you don't even think about. You look for the diets, the potions, the lotions, and all those things. How are you sleeping? Right? How am I sleeping? How do I sleep at night? Am I getting adequate sleep? Right? If you're not, then there's a problem there. That's probably predicated on your nutritional intake, probably predicated on your lack of movement and mobility. How's my hydration? Like, am I consuming enough fluids throughout the day? Probably not. Most people don't. Those are really easy things to shift. Like, again, I'm not telling you that you have to make radical changes. But if you'll listen, you're so smart. You're too smart is actually the problem. And by being too smart, you create these problems for yourself because you've convinced yourself that it's on the other side of a diet. It's on the other side of a bottle of pills. It's on the other side of a happy tea or a trim coffee or vice versa, or whatever it is that they're peddling and selling these days. It's on the other side of one of those that you're going to have success. And that's just not true. And you know it's not true. You're very aware of it. So what I'd like to sell you on today is you. I'd like for you to buy yourself. And what I mean by that is be clear and intentional with the life that you deserve to live, that you really want to live. Now, I was just about to say, if you're not interested in weight loss or whatever, then, you wouldn't be here if you weren't. You wouldn't be listening to this. And even if you don't need to lose an exorbitant amount of weight, are you healthy? Do you feel good? How do you feel? Have you ever asked yourself that question? How do I feel? Right? Not the superficial BS thing like, well, I feel good, or I feel tired. How do you feel on a daily basis? What do you think about on a daily basis? Right? Start asking yourself better questions and you'll get better answers, and those better answers will lead to better decisions. But once you get clarity and once you get clear and then intentional about your life, everything can change for you. And I'm not telling you that you won't need some help to do this. It's why I run the Thrive Forever Fit transformation program. It's why I've got clients that have been in there for some of them 7 years, because we are pack animals. We need support. We need accountability. We need to be able to ask questions at a moment's notice to get clarity around things that maybe are a little foggy for us. But what I'd implore you not to do is to keep chasing that thing that doesn't exist. So instead of trying the new buy it in a box meal plan, or following the new, skinny winny mini in 37 days program, or the detox, or get a juicer and start drinking celery juice, or guys, how many of you know somebody who's done any and all of those things and they're still the same weight, if not heavier than they were before? How many of you guys have tried a cleanse and you're still heavier than you were before you did the cleanse, whether it was yesterday or 10 years ago? Did it work? Why would you do it again? How many of you guys have done a detox, a juice cleanse? There's no such thing as a juice cleanse. Your body is the most cleansing machine on the planet. It does it naturally for you. You don't need it. Your body's the most detoxifying system on the planet. It does not need various juices to do that for it. It doesn't need a cleanse or a detox or a bunch of celery juice or whatever. Save your money. I mean, God bless Jack LaLanne, amazing dude, but at the end of his life, somebody conned him into putting his name on a juicer, and here we go. Right? Stop falling for the marketing. Start buying you. Buy yourself. Buy the fact that you're worth it. Buy the fact that you know what to do. Maybe you're not currently strong enough to do that. And what I would tell you to do in that case is get yourself somebody that'll support you and hold you accountable. Somebody that has some information more than you have. I'm not bashing programs and coaches and mentors and things of that nature. I'd be cutting off my own, I'd be bashing myself. That's what I do. But what I'm telling you is, if any of them are pitching you this unicorn dream that they've got the perfect solution, and it's based on this set of macronutrients, this how you cycle carbs, it's just not true. And ask yourself this, because if it was, first of all, that human would be a quadrillionaire, which I don't even know how much money that is, but it sounds like a lot. And they would get the Nobel Peace Prize. Obesity is an epidemic in the world. That human would be the Dalai Lama would be like, no, not me. It's that guy. He's the dude, right? He or she would be the most, it would be the greatest thing in the world. It's just not true, guys. And it won't be true. There won't be the latest medical breakthrough. What? The new, guys, it just won't be true. But what is true is that if you decide to make clear, intentional, purposeful decisions and then take actions on those decisions, that yes, your life will change. And it may not be worth it to you. You have to ask yourself the question, is this worth it to me? I ask my clients this all the time. Is it worth it for you to make these changes and shifts? I know for me it is. Like, I am consistently seeking out the optimization of my life in all buckets. For some people, it's not worth it. They don't want to do it. And if they're one of those people, then don't. You don't have to. There's no shame in just doing what it is that you want to do. But if you're someone who does care, and you're someone who doesn't want to suffer with illness and in hospital situations, like, listen, you can work out now. You can pay for a gym membership now, or you can pay to be in the hospital later. But one of the two is going to come. Like, if you don't take care of yourself now, whatever the cost of that may be, there will be an exponential cost in the end. And you're going to pay the price. So you might as well pay it today and live an existence that is unbelievably awesome, as opposed to suffering and sedation. Stop living a watered down life. You deserve to max out. You deserve to live the best life humanly possible. I hope something I said got through to you. I hope it resonated. I hope it landed. I hope that you don't go buy that next bottle of blank or that tea or that coffee or that whatever. Not because I'm bashing those people either, but just because I hate to see you have a promise broken again. I hate to see you believe that something's going to work and just have it fail again and again and again and again. And so what I'd like for you to do before you do anything else is decide to go all in on you. Decide to buy you. I'm going to buy me today and tomorrow and the next day. And then if I need some help buying me, then I'm going to find somebody that I trust, somebody that I feel like has my best interest at heart. And I'm going to hire them to be my coach or mentor and help guide me through this process in this program. If you need somebody, I'm willing to be your dude. If you think that I'm that cat, I've got a program called the Thrive Forever Fit program. You can just go to thriveforeverfit.com. You'll find it on my website. If you'd like to start somewhere else, if you just like to go to the Wellness Lab Launchpad, it's my free Facebook group. You can jump in there, get to know me a little better, get to hear me rant and rave like this on a daily, consistent basis. And then you can make a decision from there, but it's a safe place to go to start. But get somewhere safe, get somewhere where you can feel accountable and supported. And those will be the two life-changing things that you need to do. Guys, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. And I want the best for you. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And remember to choose you. All right. I'll see you soon. Love you. Bye.